Hello, soul family. I love you all. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. I'm Jeremiah, and you're tuning into Secrets of the Sacred Serpent, where we discuss all things spirituality and the occult. I love you guys. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Today, I'm going to discuss something that we all should be doing for the first 15 minutes whenever we wake up and the last 15 minutes before we go to sleep. So, many people in today's society, set their alarm before whenever they have to wake up for whatever appointments or work that they have to do for the day. And they will snooze that alarm clock over and over, and they'll have alarm clocks that just startle them awake. And, they always wait till the last minute until they actually get up and have to start getting ready. Therefore, they have no time for meditation or no time for really just awakening yourself instead of like having your brain run everything and you're basically your fight or flight response system, making you just get everything done all of a sudden. But we need to start incorporating some practices into our daily routine so that we can have better lives. We can literally build new neural pathways in our brain. We can be able to tap into our subconscious much easier during these times when we're having the transition from the sleep stages, going through the different brain waves, and then as we're waking and transitioning from an astral form back into this physical form, that middle place where you're really kind of groggy when you very first wake up, and right as you're going to sleep, when you get into that alpha brainwave, when you go from a beta down to like the alpha state and you start to get relaxed and you start to kind of nod off and get drowsy, that is a perfect place for you to program your subconscious mind and to actually perform magic just with the mind and not using all kinds of tools and stuff. You can incorporate like seals if you want to create sigils and scry into them right as you're getting drowsy and falling asleep. That's definitely helpful, and you can use that before you go to sleep, practicing magic just with the sigil, just scrying it into it as you're starting to drowse off. And usually if you're working with a spirit or something, it's not just a created sigil that you made. Those spirits can come to you in your dreams in astral form and actually communicate with you. But this first 15 minutes before and after bed, like I said, this is like the easy time to do magic and to actually do all the reprogramming of the subconscious, because this is a natural cycle, wake and sleep cycle, that we go through, a part of the circadian rhythm, and just a aspect of the way that we work and the way we have these dual aspects of self, both within the ego and then the true self, the I am presence, and then also with our different bodies and different forms within our astral body, etheric body, mental body, etc., emotional body. But during these times, when you're doing a magical ritual, if you're just through your everyday regular time, and say you go to do your ritual at nighttime or whatever, but it's still before you go to bed and everything, you have to get yourself into that altered state of consciousness. So you have to use some forms of meditation or chanting or drumming or dancing or circumambulating. You have to do something to get your mind to start to shift into that altered state of consciousness, by scrying into a candle, the flame or whatever, for like 20 minutes, can get you into an alpha state. And you can do it much faster if you do it regularly and you have a regular practice of these meditations or meditation practices. Then it's easier for you to just slip into a meditative state. And that's why foundational practices like meditation and visualization are like so important whenever it comes to practicing magic, because you're tapping into that subjective realm within your being. Lost train of thought. Okay, yeah, the 15 minutes before and after bed. So when you're doing those rituals, you have to actually get yourself into that altered state, which takes a little bit of time, and so it's going to, be a longer drawn out thing whenever you're doing the rituals, because you have to allow for the time for you to go from a beta brainwave where your mind is active and awake and alert into at least alpha or deeper, you know. theta or gamma. But so yeah, basically the morning and nighttime before and after you go to sleep, that's the time that your body naturally allows you to do that. So what should we be doing during these times in order to get the full benefit out of it? So you want to use, we know that the primary ways of programming the subconscious mind is through symbolism, repetition, and trauma. And we also know that trauma doesn't have to be a negative thing. It can be a beneficial thing. It's just a spike of emotion. So anytime you have a large spike of an emotion, whether it be good or bad, that's a way that programs the subconscious. So in the morning, we want to be doing something to incorporate all three of these. So whatever aspects in your life that you are trying to manifest within the physical realm, then you want to be incorporating affirmations or mantras to for certain reasons or to deities or whatever. Um, those mantras as a repetition when we're waking and when we're going to sleep. Also, the subconscious mind is a symbol based operating system. So it doesn't understand like language and stuff, but it does understand symbols very much so. So, and we know like psychic symbols like your visualization, your inner visualization, your inner eye, your like your imagination. Then you have psychic sounds, so like mantras or audible sounds that's created within the mind, um, and psychic feelings. So the emotions, the actually creating those inner emotion, the emotional spikes or whatever. So let's say, here's an example. Let's say that you need money or whatever. Your mantra is not going to be, I need this money, da 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 da. You always put everything that you're putting in affirmation or in a intention on a petition or something like that. It always needs to be in the present tense as if it already exists. So if you want a job, you say, I am so grateful I have this job. I'm so grateful to have my dream job, something like that. But you would put it in the present tense, even if you feel resistance against it because you don't already have that. You want to feel it and you want to visualize and feel the emotion as if it already exists. So let's say you want a new job. So you're going to say, I love my new job. I'm so grateful for my new job. That's going to be a affirmation that you're going to feed yourself, and you're going to feel that emotion. So the trauma part of it, you're going to add that emotional spike. You know how you can kind of force yourself to get that giddy feeling in your stomach and get kind of excited, like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. You kind of do that. You get yourself feeling that adrenaline feeling that you would feel once you heard the news you got that new job. So you're going to have a visualization within your mind's eye of you doing that job. So you actually in the job, smiling, doing whatever it is. If it's working on cars, you're smiling, working on the car. Or you would visualize something that has to do with the car. So you'd visualize like a wrench or a tool, whatever it is. You want to have some visual image within your mind's eye that represents what you're bringing into your life. You want to feel it as if it really already is. So you want to make yourself feel those excited, happy emotions and get real giddy like you already got it. And repetition, you'll do that with whatever affirmations that are using that are aligning with your intentions, whatever mantras or whatever that you're doing. You can even add in mudras if you understand mudras and stuff like that. You can add mudras while you're doing this to have another layer of the physical aspect. So the spiritual and mental would be the visualization and the chanting and stuff, and then the physical would be like the mudras or the feeling, like forcing yourself to feel those emotions. But this is the perfect time to really just take advantage of the regular cycles of your body that naturally happen each and every day. And you can really begin to change yourself and change the way you think and to change the way that you feel and to change the way that you experience life all around you whenever you are reprogramming yourself in the morning and at nighttime before you go to bed every time. And I guarantee you that if you actually start to incorporate these practices every single day, then you will definitely have transformation. In a short period of time, you'll start to notice transformation. And if you continue to do it for a long period of time, you will massively transform over a long period of time for sure. Because this is just like the natural parts of who we are. We have these little windows that our brains are naturally already in the type of brainwave that it needs to be in order to tap into the subconscious mind. So if we already have these times when the body naturally does this, why not take advantage of it and incorporate it into our magical practices and make sure to have our rituals and routines that we incorporate as we wake up and as we go to bed? And this is something you can literally do just as you wake up. You wake up and you just lay there and do the work laying in bed. You don't have to like sit up and get in any different asanas or do anything specific. You can literally just lay there, but you want to make sure that you awaken your mind enough, and like you do in meditation, where you hold the visualization of whatever symbol that you're using to keep you awake and keep your attention, and or mantra that you're using to keep your awareness, so that you don't slip past. I believe they call it the veil of laya or something, barrier laya or something, where you fall asleep. You don't allow yourself to fall asleep. So if you do fall asleep real easily whenever you are laying there, prop yourself up a little bit and allow yourself to have this little bit of time and use it as part of your meditation practice. But I think it's very important, especially in the morning time, before people have to jump up and go to work or go to school or go to do whatever they do. Most people, like I say, wait till the last minute before they go to bed, and then they wake up last minute, they're groggy and just miserable the whole day because they started their day off the wrong way. But if you wake up and you give yourself time, you're programming your subconscious that very first 15 minutes whenever you wake up, then you go from that into your actual waking practices. So you go from there to, brush your teeth or take a shower, cold shower, hopefully, whatever you're doing to get yourself awake in the morning. And then if you drink coffee or if you use cacao or other different type of like reishi mushrooms and what else? There's a few other ones that are really good in the morning. But chaga mushrooms. But if you're incorporating your physical activities after you've done that little bit of time focused on your visualization and programming your mind, then get into your first few little practices, then go into an actual meditation. So at this point, you're going to go into any of the stages. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this video or the last one, but Dharana Darshan, amazing book on different tantric and yoga practices with meditation and stuff from the Upanishads. Man, it's transformed my meditation practice like 1,000-fold. It's an amazing book. But yeah, then do your meditation and make sure that you go ground yourself on the earth barefoot, no matter how hot or cold it is outside. Bear it, just even if you can only do it for a couple of minutes, and bear it. Get out there and get your feet on the bare earth so that you're lowering your cortisol levels, lowering all the inflammation within the body. That actually raises the ability for ATP to actually the levels to be higher of ATP, so that your cells can actually send energy from cell to cell, and you'll actually feel better. You won't need coffee nearly as much as if you just are healthy and you ground yourself to actually up those levels. But and then other foundational spiritual practice, sun gazing, grounding. The meditation is the foundation, though, man. Y'all got to get in on your meditation. I know that sometimes it can be, not the best experiences when you're meditating, and especially you start getting into awakening your Kundalini. Sometimes that can be intense and scary and just like very uncomfortable. But you got to push through. You got to just make it through all this stuff, because in the end you will thank yourself. And like it says in Dharana Darshan, if you meditate for one day, even if it's for long durations, but then you negate the next 6 days and you don't meditate, that's like taking one step forward and 6 steps back. You need to be doing these practices, not just meditation, but your waking and sleeping practices every single day. You need to, even when you don't feel like doing your practices, you need to still push through and do it, because when you do, you will notice even higher levels of transformation and routines and rituals, and doing something at a regular basis, and having a schedule of when you do everything throughout your day. I have a very routine schedule. Like, I have it all planned out from when I wake up until I'm hitting the bed, and most of it's doing rituals, studying, meditating, doing working on my channel, um, doing many other different things. But I make sure that my spirituality is the highest priority within my life. So first, everybody makes priorities for everything in their life. They take time to play video games or go to movies and go out and do stuff, or go spend money places and just be on TV all the time, streaming stuff and watching television, and just constantly in a state of nonstop action. So they never take the time to really sit and just be with themselves. But make these schedules. Make sure that you're tapping in the morning and nighttime, 15 minutes before and after you're going go to sleep, or before you go to sleep and after you wake up, and use this to program your mind. And I want you guys to incorporate, if you don't do this every day, I want you guys all to incorporate this into your practice. And then after a month, tell me what's going on with it. Tell me how much transformation that you have seen just from tapping into your waking and sleeping cycle, your circadian rhythm, and using the transitionary period. And what's happening is, when you're doing this, is you're coming from the astral plane back into the physical plane. And we know within the four worlds of Kabbalah, you have the supernal triad, which is the least dense. It's almost like inspiration, thought, kind of like it has very little density. And then you make your way down to the etheric plane, and it has a little bit more fluctuation and energy, and things patterns are occurring, and it's just much more of energy and flux. Then you make it further down into the astral plane, and things start to have form, and it's a little bit more like this realm than the etheric plane. But as you come from the etheric plane into the physical plane, everything gets more and more dense. So as you're going up in the worlds and through these different planes of existence, be it astral, etheric plane, mental plane, or spiritual plane, but yeah, as we're coming from the astral plane, from where we're in that sleep cycle, and our spirit is kind of, in a separate state, not in a separate place, but a separate state of being, and a less dense state of being. And then we come here into the physical realm, that transitionary period, our brain actually here in the physical realm goes through different cycles, wherever it's going from the deeper brain cycles of like delta, gamma, theta, and then moving its way up through alpha, and then as you wake up into beta. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. I've kind of talked about it enough. Make sure that you're tapping into your waking and sleeping cycles to program the subconscious mind. Remember, it's a symbol-based operating system, so have some sort of symbol, whether it be a physical symbol on a sigil or something like that on the physical that you're going to scry into, but you want to eventually be able to pull that symbol into your mind's eye, into your inner visualization, and start building those skills. I love you guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful day today. I'll talk to you guys later. Leave a comment in the comment section down below about your progress with this. Let me know how much it transforms you, because I know it will. And questions, if you have any questions, leave those below also. Like if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you all for tuning in. I love you guys. Peace. Oh, you know what, too? Before I head out, I'll give you guys one of these. Oh, well, maybe not. Let's see. Son of a gun. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. I love you guys.